It's Chelsea Hess here. It is I, the Frenchiest French fry, coming to give you my top 5 tips for Christian dating online dating. My top 5 tips. Now you may be wondering, Chelsea, why? The reason that I feel that this is important is A, online dating is so much better these days anyway. B, I feel that I am the perfect person to give you advice because I've met my husband online. Online dating is so much different than it was like 5 years ago. It's so much different than it was 10 years ago. And it's a lot more safe than it was. And I am here to kind of give you my top 5 tips how I met my husband. I met my husband online through eHarmony. Anyway, so here are my top 5, this many, tips for online dating. Tip number 1. Know what you believe and be honest about it. That's the thing with online dating. Now it's more LinkedIn. Back in the day, it was more MySpace, which is why it's gotten a lot better. Let's be real. I've met, oh gosh, guys, like I've met probably in the past month or so 2 additional Christian couples that met via online dating, like my husband and I. Don't try to embellish your resume. Know what you believe and be honest about it, okay? That way you weed out the unlikelies, right? If you are like Baptist or Lutheran or egalitarian or complementarian or Calvinist or Arminian or Molinist, because I'm a Molinist, so Molinist or whatever, put it on there. Be honest about what you believe, and you are going to be pleasantly surprised at what fish nibble on your line. Number 2, have your deal breakers. I had 4 deal breakers that I was like, okay, if, actually I probably had more than that now that I think about it, but I had 4 deal breakers and I was like, if whoever I'm dating doesn't agree with these 4 deal breakers, then we're done. We're just not gonna date. The first one is I'm a Christian. I'm a devout Christian. I'm a conservative Christian. I believe that the Bible says what it says and that it means what it says. Boom. Right? I believe in Jesus and I'm born again. So that's like deal breaker. I'm not going to date somebody that's not a born again Christian because that doesn't align with my beliefs, right? Number 2, I wanted somebody that wanted to start a family. I wanted to have babies and I still want to have babies. Regardless of if I birthed them or not, I want to have babies and I want to be with somebody who also wants to have babies. Number 3, I wanted to be with somebody that wanted to stick around, who was protective of families, who was protective of me and of our kids and things like that. And number 4, I wanted to date somebody who had ambition, who was a go-getter, who was going to go out and get the things, because I am a go out and get the things kind of person. Follow your dreams. So those were my 4 deal breakers. But there are also little nuances in there, right? He could be all 4 of those things and be super charismatic, and it wouldn't have worked out. So you just have to kind of know what your deal breakers are, and it's going to be much easier for you. Number 3, make sure that you are not getting catfished. This is extremely important. I had a girlfriend. She thought that she was online dating a guy from Africa, and he needed money. She sent him a lot of money. She sent him her entire life savings. And it turns out he was a kid living in his parents' basement in a town over. Yeah, so that was great. She learned a hard lesson. A lesson I don't want any of you to have to learn the hard way. So my recommendation to you is always make sure that you're watching for red flags, okay? Like, for example, if they don't want to do like a Skype date first, or even meet in person or whatever, probably not a real person. They ask for money, probably getting catfished. If they're acting strange, or their story doesn't add up, or a bunch of different weird things are going on, probably not a good situation. Probably skip that one. Number 4, make sure that you are asking big questions. That's what dating's all about, okay? My husband and I had questions that we ask each other. Actually, we were dating for a little bit, and every time we went on a date, he was asking me these questions. Not that I had any problem with answering these questions, but they just came out of nowhere. And I'm like, where are all these questions coming from? And he's like, oh, I have a list of questions that I want to ask you. And I'm like, I have questions too, buddy. What do you think, your questions are better than mine? So we combined our questions to a total of 302 questions that we ask each other. They ranged from sexual intimacy to finances to raising children to a plethora of other questions that we asked each other. In fact, we asked so many questions that we didn't when we went to premarital counseling with his pastor was like, oh, well, have you guys talked about finances? Yep. Like, we basically did the premarital counseling before his pastor even got to it. This is the time to ask big questions. Do you care whether or not I raise baby sea lions in our bathtub? That's something that they should probably know about. These are good questions to ask. All right, and last but not least, number 5. This is the creme de la Edgar of all of my dating tips. Watch out for weirdos. And I'm not talking your garden variety extroverts that are just kind of weird and a little crazy. I'm talking like anglerfish, right? That's what I'm talking about. They say that there are plenty of fish in the sea. Some of those fish are anglerfish. So you gotta be aware. If any of you don't know what an anglerfish is, that's like the creepy fish at the bottom of the ocean in Finding Nemo that tried to chomp him. So, watch out for anglerfish, okay? And my recommendation in watching out for anglerfish is sometimes they are sneaky. You think that you're dealing with a nice halibut, and then you get over to, oh, it's trying to kill me. So always make sure that you have emergency plan, escape plan, your friends know where you're at. And this is good advice for guys and girls, because there are some creepy ladies out there, dudes. Creepy ladies. They are not there for you. They are there to get what they can get. And that's the same with girls. There are some creepy guys out there, okay? And I will be sharing those stories, because I've got plenty. Anyway, just make sure that you're watching out for the anglerfish, that when you go on dates like this, you have somebody who knows where you're going, where you're at, who's going to be checking in on you. Make sure that you have like an escape plan made with like a friend. Like if you have a bro that's going to call you in the middle of the date or at the end of the date, if you need to excuse yourself to the bathroom so you can text your friend and be like, it's not working out, can you come and help me? Or even like getting to the restaurant early and saying, hey, I'm on an internet date and could you guys watch out for me? Sometimes that's a good thing to do because you never know. But anyway, just make sure that you are being safe so that when you are looking for your fish in the sea, you're not running into anglerfish or you're weeding out the anglerfish. How about that? All right, anyway, guys, gals, my bestie pals, have a great rest of your day and date safely. Do you like my shirt? It says somewhere between 90s rap and Proverbs 31 with a boombox on it, so I'm feeling a little saucy tonight. But I know high beings don't matter. Oh, you're so cute. My cat is moving like around. She's so cute. Oh, it used to be my hair and my buns. Number 2. That's all I'm saying. You don't want to have a panic attack on a date because somebody is, speaking angelically and you think that they are possessed. It doesn't work.